Well, a brand new season of Channel Nine's very successful show, The Block, returns to our screens this Sunday night. And things are set to be very different this year. To tell us more, I am joined by the one and only host, Scott Cam. Scott, welcome to McKnight Tonight.
Hello, Rob. How are you, buddy? Thank you for having me. I'm really looking forward to Sunday night to see the new show because we've really gone back to grassroots this year, and I'm excited to show everybody at home, the old-fashioned block.
Well, you love this show, don't you? You're very protective of it.
I am, if we probably had a little bit of a hiccup last year, and which I addressed those issues, and we've gone back to grassroots. And you're right, I love this show, and it's part of my life. I've been doing it for so long, and I used to do a lot of other shows back in the day, but this has really become my everything for me. And I love getting back to the team that we have. We've been together for many years, the camera crew, production crew, and we meet for 3 months every year. And it's just one of those great things in television that you don't get that often.
Well, it's interesting because I was at a media event, can't even remember which city it was in, I've got to be honest, a few years ago. And it was one where I think it was the first time contestants had left really early. And you were so upset because you felt so many people want to get on this show, and you really just felt it was rude to those people that didn't get the call up when people get on and they choose to leave early.
Well, that's right, Rob. We're at on about the 50th floor of a Gold Coast hotel when you saw those comments from me.
That's where it was.
At a brunch to the Gold Coast. And look, yes, I was upset. And I made some comments that really hit the press, which was, it was un-Australian and it was poor behaviour. And it is a blight on the people, the 40,000 people that applied. They got the opportunity and then they just scarp it in the middle of the night because it wasn't for them. And I was upset about it. And, more so to the fact that there was a lack of courtesy there. They didn't even say goodbye.
Yeah.
They just disappeared. And that's what my problem was, that you got to man up a bit. They probably weren't right for the block in the end, because you got to man up a bit and just come in and shake hands and go, look, mate, I don't think we can, this is for us. I don't think we can do it. Yeah. And I would have said, all right, look, no worries. Thanks for being honest. And let's try and work around this. But that's why I was also upset about that. And I don't like my show to be disrupted like that, because we really had to scramble to get another couple who then had to drop everything. Even though they loved it, they had to drop everything and come.
Yeah, well, they were very pleased for the opportunity, but I think that shows your passion for the show. But I keep hearing there's a lot less drama this year. Is that going to be a good or a bad thing for the show?
Well, when I say there's a lot less drama, it's just more, we've got contestants this year that are resilient, they're hardworking, they're competitive. So it's a lot more family friendly because I said to them, the casting people, I said, we want resilience, but we also want less nasty, and we want competitive and hardworking. So that's what we got. So mum, dad and 3 kids can sit down and watch our show. We've got back to grassroots of renovating and design. And now, but having said that, they are a punish at times, the contestants. There's a lot of tears. There's a lot of blow-ups. There's a lot of roller coaster in the block. So, don't worry. There's some drama in there, and it'll be compelling viewing for the folks at home. But there's going to be some great design ideas for everybody to see. So it's good old-fashioned block, what I reckon.
Yeah. Well, it's very different this year too, in that they've all got the same floor plans. It's a brand new build. How has that changed the competition?
Well, it's made it challenging for our contestants because they've got to bring their A game when it comes to design, when it comes to wow factor, when it comes to execution of their construction. If it's not spot on, because your neighbour's room is exactly the same size and configuration, if it's not spot on and it doesn't wow the judges, they can just go next door to have a look at that one. So it really creates a challenge for our teams to stand out from the pack. And what that develops is that the teams are coming up with secret weapons. So one
Ah,
team in the first couple of weeks, or the first week, I think, approaches us and says, we want to do this, which is a secret weapon, and we don't want anyone to know about it because we need to stand out on auction day. And then a few weeks down the track, someone got wind of this well-hidden secret, and they said, we want to do this secret weapon. We want to do our own secret. And then someone got wind of that. All of a sudden, everybody's doing a secret weapon by about week 8. So it was really terrific to see that organically evolve throughout the series. And the secret weapons, let me tell you, are incredible.
okay. I'm intrigued. You've obviously been doing the hustings. I heard you on the Today Show this morning. Did I hear this right? You've spent $8 million, or the team, the show has spent $8 million in the town. If that's true, that's an astonishing figure.
Yes, and you know what, Rob, we do that every year, well, around that figure, but we just thought we'd put pen to paper and
Mm,
work it out because we're in a regional town and we want to, express to other towns or future towns or Dalesford itself what we bring to the town. And that was an $8 million spend because we've got, say, 100 people renting homes. We rent about 60 houses. Every single member of our team gets a per diem. And for those folks that don't know what that is, it's a
mm.
living away from home allowance. And that is to be spent for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and obviously a couple of beers at times. So all that money goes back into the economy of the town. And we also create great tourism vision for the viewers at home.
True.
We showcase the town, the restaurants, the day spas, the vineyards, the wineries, all that sort of thing. We showcase all of that throughout the whole series. And we feel as though we bring a lot to a town when we move in. And we're not like normal tradesmen. We tidy up after ourselves. We make sure everything is $1 million when we leave as well.
Yep.
And you know what? The town loved us. They pulled me up in the street all the time and said, we love having you here. It's so exciting. We only had a few complaints from the last time we tried to go to Dalesford, and the rest of the town were horrified. And that goes to show
Always
what
the
we
way.
do.
There's always a few, mate.
There was just 3 or 4 people that didn't want it. They formed a
Yeah.
little group. But it goes to show you what we can do to a town. $8 million spend in 3 months is quite amazing.
It really is. There's a lot of towns out there in regional Australia that are dying. So maybe you should go really regional next year and revitalize a town and showcase it to Australia and the world.
Yes, well, and Rob, we spent a lot of money doing up the cinema, which was closed, and
Right.
it's a functioning cinema again. What we did was they had an idea to create a shopping precinct on the ground floor of the cinema. It's one of those big old country cinemas.
Yeah.
So that got ripped out, and the dress circle up the top, we created a 70 or 80 seat cinema up there that we built all the tiered levels and the screen and all that sort of thing. And then we built a bar and a food little cafe and some lounge areas. And so that's what they wanted. They wanted an 80-seat cinema because that's all that goes to the movies in a small country town. And that's what we built for them. And
Great.
they absolutely loved it, And we had these matriarchs, these 3 women who are like the leaders of the town and the Chamber of Commerce, self-appointed, but they are the leaders. And they came and they judged it actually, and they absolutely loved it. And then that night we had an opening night with a movie on, and it
Oh,
was packed.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Should have
and
premiered the block on the cinema screen. Hey,
yes.
let me ask you, we've talked about changes, but one of the other changes that is out of your control is that billionaire Adrian Portelli says he isn't going to bid on the properties this year. Is that a good thing?
Well, look, we had a bit of a mutual agreement. He said he might not be coming back. We said, look, we don't mind. We think that's a good thing if you don't come back, because it opens it up to mums and dads who might want to buy a holiday house, which the block was designed for in the first place. But of course, it's a public auction. And if Adrian wants to come back, he's more than welcome, because we love Adrian. He's been terrific to our show. he's been, he's been amazing for us. But if he doesn't want to come back, well, that's fine for us as well, because we've got certainly lots of people. We've got the buyers advocates like Frank Valentic and Nicole Jacobs that come every year and they get, a little bit blown out of the water by Adrian, which is fine again. But it gives someone else an opportunity to buy a family home that for their family, their grandkids, or what have you. So, look, either way, for us, we like Adrian, but we're happy if he doesn't come, but we're happy if he does come.
Sure, gotcha. Well, the 21st season of The Block launches this Sunday at 7 p.m. or 7 o'clock, as they say, on 9 and 9 Now. Scott, Cam, thanks for joining us on McKnight Tonight.
Good on you, buddy. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose.